All right. So today I was hoping I could talk to you about this. A couple of claims Anthony Chaffee made recently as well about diabetes, in particularly diabetes type 3 being Alzheimer's dementia, type 4 being PCOS, and cancer being diabetes type 5.
Okay.
So, which I kind of agree because of, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So I thought we might start off with, okay, what exactly is diabetes?
Right. At its most simple, at its most basic, diabetes is chronically elevated blood glucose, period.
Right.
Now, that has many potential ramifications.
Yeah.
In and of itself, is a high level of blood glucose problematic and toxic? Yes, that is what the disease is.
Yeah.
However, how that manifests in any given person's body, it's a lottery as to which one of these problems you'll get. Or maybe you get multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've heard you say this before. Insulin resistance itself is a construct, and it's just an idea that for me, it would be a side effect of high glucose, chronic high glucose.
Yeah.
Would be a more accurate description, do you think?
Yeah, I tend to use the terminology chronically elevated blood insulin, or hyperinsulinemia would be another way of putting that, rather than insulin resistant, because as you've correctly hit it on the head there, that's a construct. It's a measurement put together from other measurements. Let's talk about the actual issue, if there is an issue. So the two issues with people who have a diabetes type 2 presentation is that they are going to generally chronically have more insulin in their blood than there ought to be there, and also more glucose as well.
Yeah.
However, the disease process is diagnosed as blood glucose level. It's defined as blood glucose level and nothing else.
Yeah.
Is hyperinsulinemia problematic if it's chronic? Well, it potentially is. And the reason that is so is because if you have chronically elevated insulin, your ability to excrete sodium is compromised. Ergo, your sodium level might build up to a level where it becomes problematic for your blood pressure. That will then have knock-on effects for your heart disease likelihood, it seems, and a bunch of other things. So, luckily, we can deal with both situations by dealing with one of them.
Okay. So heart disease would be another side effect then, so another form of diabetes?
Well, you could throw that at it, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, these things like type 2 diabetes, type 3 diabetes, type 4 diabetes, type 5, these are labels that people have decided to append to disease processes which are clearly underpinned by a similar subset of etiologies, underpinning causes. So we've got chronic elevated blood glucose, we've got chronic elevated insulin in a lot of these people. And those two things put together can lead to a myriad of other problems because they are both problematic issues, it seems.
Right. Right. So just to be clear, like we're talking about chronically elevated insulin and glucose. The body needs insulin and glucose to a certain point, but chronically elevated is where you get the problem.
That's right.